Absolutely. Here's an expanded version of the Know Your Worth section in a compelling and empowering tone. Ladies, the first and most important lesson in life is this: you must know your worth. Not just on the surface, not just when people are watching, but deep within your soul. Your worth is not determined by how much someone else values you. It's not defined by the way someone treats you, the attention they give or withhold, or their ability to recognize your greatness. Your worth is something that exists within you, unshaken and untouchable, regardless of who comes and who leaves. The biggest mistake we make is attaching our self-worth to a relationship. We think that being loved by someone, being chosen, or being a priority is what validates us. But the truth is, love should never be something you have to beg for. If you ever find yourself constantly proving your value to someone, trying to be enough for them, or bending over backward just to keep them in your life, then you are already losing. Because real love doesn't demand that you shrink yourself, it empowers you to grow. When a man knows you don't need him to feel complete, he will either rise to meet your standards or walk away. And if he walks away, good, because a man who does not see your worth does not deserve your presence. Never settle for someone who makes you feel like you have to fight for the bare minimum. You are not meant to chase after someone who treats you as an afterthought. You are meant to be cherished, adored, and loved wholeheartedly. Anything less than that is not love, it's just convenience. When you truly know your worth, you stop tolerating half-hearted love. You stop explaining why you deserve respect. You stop waiting for someone to see your value. Because when you are confident in yourself, when you love yourself fiercely, you radiate a kind of energy that is undeniable. You become the kind of woman who doesn't need validation, who doesn't need to prove her importance because she already knows it. And that's the kind of energy that makes people realize what they lost when they took you for granted. And let me tell you something, when a man realizes that you don't need him but choose him, that's when the game changes. The moment you show that your happiness, your success, and your peace are not dependent on him, he will either step up or step out. And if he steps out, let him go, because the one who is meant for you will never make you question your worth. Stop waiting for someone to see how special you are. See it yourself first. Be your own biggest admirer. Invest in yourself. Elevate your mind, your body, your soul. When you do that, you become a force of nature. And trust me, when you walk away from someone who took you for granted, they will feel it. Not just today, not just tomorrow, but for a long, long time. Because nothing haunts a man more than realizing he lost a woman who knew her worth. So my love, stand tall. Know who you are. And never let anyone make you forget it. Walking away is one of the hardest things to do, especially when your heart still cares, but it's also one of the most powerful. How you leave a situation speaks volumes about your strength, your dignity, and your self-respect. When someone takes you for granted, disrespects you, or no longer values your presence, the best thing you can do is walk away, not with anger, not with bitterness, but with absolute grace. The natural reaction to pain is to fight back, to demand explanations, to make them feel what they made you feel. You want them to hurt the way they hurt you, but the truth is, engaging in negativity only keeps you tied to them. When you react with bitterness, when you chase after closure that they may never give, you are still giving them power over you. And that's not what a woman who knows her worth does. A woman who values herself doesn't beg, doesn't seek revenge, and doesn't lose herself in someone else's mistakes. Instead, she lets go with grace. Grace is not weakness. It's not silence out of fear. It's not pretending to be okay when you're not. Grace is strength in its purest form. It's choosing yourself over the drama. It's knowing that the best response to someone who couldn't appreciate you is simply to move forward without them. No screaming, no pleading, no proving your worth, just leaving with your head held high. That is the kind of exit that leaves a lasting impact. When you walk away with grace, you send a powerful message. You do not need anyone who does not see your value. There's no need for loud declarations, no need for a final word, because your absence will speak louder than anything you could ever say. And let's be honest, nothing unsettles a person more than realizing that the one they thought would always be there is no longer waiting for them. That's when they feel the loss. Not when you cry, not when you beg, but when you remove yourself completely and peacefully. Letting go with grace also means letting go of resentment. It's tempting to hold on to anger, to replay the pain over and over in your mind, to hope that they suffer for what they did to you. But bitterness only weighs you down. It keeps you stuck in a chapter that was never meant to be your final story. Instead of carrying resentment, use that energy to rebuild yourself. Let the pain fuel your growth. Redirect that love you once gave so freely to them and pour it into yourself. And here's the truth: life has a way of bringing people face to face with their regrets. The ones who took you for granted will at some point realize what they lost, but by then you'll be so far ahead in your own journey that their regret won't even matter. Because you won't be the same person anymore. You won't be waiting, you won't be hoping back. You'll be thriving, glowing, and living a life that no longer revolves around someone who failed to see your worth. So when the time comes to walk away, do it with grace. Do it with confidence. Do it knowing that the right people, the ones who truly appreciate you, will never put you in a position where you have to question your value. And as for the ones who do, let them feel the weight of your absence, not through anger, but through the undeniable truth that you are always more than enough. The most powerful thing you can do after someone has hurt you, taken you for granted, or walked away is to shift your focus back to yourself. It's easy to get caught up in the pain, to replay memories, to wonder what went wrong, and to keep checking if they miss you. But the truth is, the more you focus on them, the more you delay your healing. The more you hold on to the past, the harder it becomes to move forward. Instead of obsessing over what they are doing, who they are with, or whether they regret losing you, redirect all that energy toward yourself. Losing someone, no matter the circumstances, can leave a void, but that void is not meant to be filled by them again. It's meant to be filled by you, your growth, your happiness, and your self-love. The time and energy once invested in them should now be invested in becoming the best version of yourself. This is not about pretending you don't care. It's about genuinely choosing yourself over someone who no longer deserves your attention. Think about all the ways you neglected yourself while you were busy prioritizing them. The late nights overthinking their words, the compromises you made to keep them happy, the dreams you put on hold while waiting for them to catch up. Now is the time to take all of that back. Focus on your goals, reignite your passions, reconnect with yourself. The best revenge is not proving a point to them, it's proving to yourself that you were always capable of standing on your own. Start by taking care of yourself physically. Exercise, eat well, dress up for yourself, and feel good in your own skin. When you take care of your body, you naturally start feeling more confident and empowered. But don't stop there. Take care of your mind and soul too. Read books, learn new skills, travel, and experience life in ways that remind you of your strength. When you are busy growing and glowing, you won't have time to dwell on someone who failed to appreciate you. Another important step in focusing on yourself is surrounding yourself with people who uplift you. Spend time with friends who remind you of your worth. Engage in conversations that inspire you rather than drain you. Build connections that add value to your life instead of ones that leave you feeling empty. Love doesn't begin and end with one person. There is an entire world filled with people who will see you, celebrate you, and respect you for who you are. Most importantly, focus on your peace. Stop checking their social media. Stop waiting for a message that may never come. Stop wondering if they've moved on. None of that matters. What matters is how you feel, how you heal, and how you move forward. When you truly shift your focus inward, you will realize that you never needed them to complete you. You were already whole. And here's the beauty of it all. When you start focusing on yourself, you start attracting the right things. Confidence is magnetic. Happiness is contagious. When you become someone who is so secure in herself, so in love with her own journey, the right people will gravitate toward you. And if the person who lost you ever looks back, they will see someone who didn't just survive without them but thrived. So stop focusing on him. Stop giving your energy to someone who walked away. Instead, turn all that love, all that care, all that devotion inward. Because when you choose yourself, you will never feel like you've lost anything. Instead, you will realize that you've gained everything. One of the most liberating things you will ever do for yourself is to stop seeking validation from others, especially from someone who failed to see your worth. The need for validation is a trap. It keeps you stuck in a cycle of constantly proving yourself, constantly wondering if you are enough, constantly waiting for someone else to tell you that you are worthy. But the truth is, you do not need anyone to validate your existence, your beauty, your intelligence, or your worth. You were enough before them, and you will be enough long after they are gone. Many times, we look to others, especially the ones we love, to reassure us that we matter. We wait for their approval, their compliments, their affection, and their recognition to feel valued. And when they withhold it, when they stop seeing us the way they once did, we start questioning ourselves. Did I do something wrong? Am I not beautiful enough? Was I not lovable enough? But let me tell you something. Anyone who makes you feel like you have to earn their love or approval is not someone who truly values you. Real love, real connections, and real respect do not require you to constantly prove yourself. Seeking validation from someone else gives them power over your happiness. It means that their opinions, their actions, and their words have the ability to define how you feel about yourself. And that is dangerous because people are unpredictable. One day they might adore you, and the next day they might be distant. One moment they might lift you up, and the next moment they might make you feel invisible. If your self-worth is tied to their validation, then your confidence will always be fragile, always dependent on something outside of you. Instead of seeking validation from others, learn to validate yourself. Be the person who looks in the mirror and says, I am enough. I am beautiful. I am worthy. Not because someone else said it, but because you believe it. Your value does not decrease just because someone fails to recognize it. A diamond remains a diamond whether someone admires it or not. Your worth is not up for debate. You do not need someone else's approval to know that you are extraordinary. When you stop seeking validation, you take back your power. You no longer crave attention from people who do not genuinely care. You no longer accept less than you deserve just to feel wanted. You no longer chase people who are unsure about you. Instead, you become the kind of person who is so secure in herself that she does not need constant reassurance. And let me tell you, that kind of confidence is magnetic. People are drawn to those who know their worth, who do not need to be told they are special because they already believe it. Think about all the time and energy you have spent trying to be enough for someone else. Imagine what would happen if you redirected all of that energy into yourself, into your dreams, your passions, your growth. Imagine how unstoppable you would be if you stopped waiting for someone to recognize your greatness and simply stepped into it on your own. That is the mindset that will set you free. That is the kind of power that makes people realize they lost something irreplaceable when they let you go. At the end of the day, the only validation that truly matters is the one you give yourself. Because when you know your worth, when you love yourself deeply and unapologetically, you stop settling. You stop waiting. You stop searching for something outside of you to make you feel complete. Instead, you become whole on your own, and that is the most beautiful thing you can ever be. Closure is something many people search for after a painful ending. You want answers. You want an apology. You want them to acknowledge the pain they caused you. But sometimes closure doesn't come the way you expect. Sometimes the people who hurt you will never admit their mistakes. They will never say they're sorry. They will never give you the explanation you think you need to move on. And that is why you must create your own closure, not with words, not with revenge, but with success. Let success be your closure. Let your growth be the answer to every question you once had. Let your happiness be the response to every time you wondered if you were good enough. Because the truth is, the best way to move on from someone who took you for granted is to become someone they can never have access to again. Not out of bitterness, not out of spite, but because you have evolved into a version of yourself that no longer needs them. When you focus on success, whether it's in your career, your health, your mindset, or your personal growth, you take all the energy you once wasted on heartbreak and turn it into something powerful. You stop replaying the past and instead you start building your future. Every time you choose to level up instead of looking back, you take another step toward a life that is too fulfilling to dwell on what was lost. People always say they want to prove their ex wrong, to show them what they missed out on. But the reality is, success should never be about them. It should always be about you. Don't grow just to make someone regret losing you. Grow because you deserve to live a life that makes you proud. Let your success be for you, not for them. Because when you truly move forward, you won't even care whether they're watching or not. You'll be too busy thriving, too busy glowing, too busy becoming the best version of yourself to wonder if they regret their choices. Success is not just about financial achievements or career milestones, it's about inner peace. It's about becoming so confident, so secure, and so happy within yourself that no person from your past has the power to shake you anymore. It's about healing in a way that allows you to look back, not with anger, but with gratitude. Gratitude for the lessons, gratitude for the strength you gained, gratitude for the fact that their absence made space for something better. And here's the most beautiful part. When you truly focus on your growth, life rewards you in ways you never expected. Doors open that you never thought possible. Opportunities arise that you never imagined. And suddenly the heartbreak that once felt unbearable becomes nothing more than a stepping stone to something greater. So don't waste your time waiting for closure from someone who couldn't even appreciate you when they had you. Don't waste your energy trying to make them see your worth, because the right people will never need convincing. Instead, take everything that hurt you and turn it into motivation. Become so successful, so fulfilled, so completely in love with your life that the past feels like a distant memory. At the end of the day, the best closure is not a conversation, not an apology, not even revenge. The best closure is a life so beautiful, so powerful, and so successful that the person who once hurt you becomes irrelevant. And that, my love, is the kind of closure that lasts forever. Loving yourself is not just a phrase or a trendy idea, it is a necessity. It is the foundation of how you treat yourself, how you allow others to treat you, and how you move through life. The truth is, no one can love you the way you can love yourself. No one can understand your soul, your dreams, your struggles, and your worth the way you do. And when you truly embrace this, when you love yourself with the depth and passion that you often give to others, your entire life begins to change. Too often we seek love from the outside. We wait for someone to choose us, to validate us, to make us feel special. We pour our hearts into others, hoping they will do the same for us. And when they don't, when they leave, or when they take us for granted, we feel empty. But that emptiness does not come from their absence. It comes from forgetting to love ourselves first. It comes from giving so much of ourselves away that we forget to keep some of that love for us. Loving yourself means prioritizing yourself not in a selfish way, but in a way that recognizes your own worth. It means setting boundaries and not allowing anyone to disrespect you. It means walking away from people who do not appreciate you, no matter how much you love them. Because real self-love is knowing that you deserve better and refusing to settle for less. When you love yourself like no one else can, you stop tolerating half-hearted love. You stop accepting excuses. You stop waiting for people to change. You realize that you don't need to chase anyone because the right people will never make you feel like you have to prove your worth. And that realization is freedom. Self-love is also about taking care of yourself. It is about feeding your body with good food, moving in ways that make you feel strong, and resting when you need to. It is about nurturing your mind, learning new things, and surrounding yourself with positivity. It is about protecting your peace, choosing joy, letting go of toxic situations, and not allowing negativity to drain your energy. More than anything, loving yourself means speaking to yourself with kindness. The way you talk to yourself matters. Stop criticizing yourself for your mistakes. Stop focusing on your flaws. Stop comparing yourself to others. Instead, remind yourself every single day that you are enough. That you are beautiful, intelligent, strong, and worthy without needing anyone else to tell you. And here's the thing, when you truly love yourself, the world takes notice. You walk differently, glow differently, you attract differently. People see the confidence, the self-respect, the power in you. And suddenly you are no longer the one waiting to be loved, you are the one choosing who deserves to be in your life. Self-love is not about being perfect. It is about embracing yourself exactly as you are, flaws, scars, imperfections, and all. It is about knowing that you are a work in progress, but still worthy of love in every stage of your journey. It is about realizing that the relationship you have with yourself is the most important one you will ever have. So love yourself deeply. Love yourself fully. Love yourself like no one else ever could. Because when you do, you will never feel like you are missing something. You will never feel like you need someone to complete you. You will know that you are already whole. And that, my love, is the greatest kind of love there is.